Okay. So now we'll see a use case today. Okay. Let me know once you can see me. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So we have seen like listing the files. We have seen like reading the files. We have seen like moving the files. We have seen like writing the files. Okay, now let's see two examples. That is delete the file as well as download the file. Okay, so download when we use. Okay, probably I've already explained it, but let me reiterate here. So when we have a more than 10 MB file, which the source system places in SFTP location, then we want to read that file in chunks or in segments. Then we'll be using download. So if the file, if source system is placing, let's consider you're working for a bank, you might be getting a bank details or your salary details, and they are placing some file in a SFTP location of all the employees in XYZ location. The size of the file, it's beyond 10 MB. Then in that case, we'll download the file, we'll try to read it by using stage segments. It will internally run the loop by putting a condition of 200. So it will by default it will read 200 records and it will process it. And that way it will iterate, and till the records are completed, it will keep on processing it and send to a target system. Okay, so now let's see example of download. Okay, let me create a new integration. Okay, let me use the same integration. Okay, let me create brand new. Download file. SFTP. Okay, so we have this file. Okay, let me have. Okay, this is a big file. It has more than 200 records. So now, okay, you can see the remaining all 1 KB file. But when you see it, it has more than 400 plus records. See, 433 lines we have. Okay, now let's download this file. Okay, and we'll try to read this file. So now let's do a example. So first, let me have a assign activity. Assign activity, global variables. Integration name. Instance ID. Let me, you can use a DBM, but let me use this thing. File name pattern, file directory. File name pattern. Employee star dot CSV files. Only CSV file it will read. Then we have something called file name. Okay. Initially, it would be we don't know the file name at this moment, so we can have a blank. Next, the same approach as we have done yesterday, list the files. List employee file. List directory, you give something. I'll give star.star. Then done. Here we have to take two things, that is file name directory as well as file name pattern. So file pattern I'll give you and directory I'll give it. So what happens when we give this? It will search with employee start.csv file. If ever we have any of the files with that pattern, it will list the files and give it to us. That is one. After that, we have to run a for each. Each employee file. Employee file. Then we have file, search for it. Okay, save this guy. Then we have something called download. Okay. Download file. Then we can see the option download file. Okay. Then directory, it's fine. So whatever the download directory that we are giving, it is internal to OIC. We are not giving any file which is outside of OIC. So when we are giving the download directory, when you download the file, what are the name, what are the directory that we are giving, what are the file name that we are giving, that will download and place inside your OIC, which we virtually can see the file. We cannot open the file. Virtual directory will be created. I mean, actual directory will be created, but we cannot open that directory, nor we can open that file either, because it is inside your OIC file server. Okay, click done. Next. Okay, I don't have that. Okay. Okay, employee file. We have directory. Okay, you can see here directory, file name, download directory. You can put it here. It is internal to OIC. Once the instance is completed, when you trigger it, it will complete the instance. I'm just giving something. Okay. So once you download the file is available inside this inside the directory. Once an instance is completed or error out, the file will be deleted. The folder will be deleted. The scope of that directory is until and unless the instance is available, until and unless the instance is running. Once the instance is either aborted, added out, completed, then the file as well as directory, wherever we are trying to download within your OIC file server, it will be done. That's it. Okay, so we are downloading this file. After downloading the file, we want to read it. Okay, we use stage read, because in normal FTP read, we don't have a feature of reading in segments. Okay, that's the reason. So now what we do is, we will read the file and we'll split the file now. We'll split the file into 3. Okay, because it has more than 400, 200 records, it will read it. So I'll name it as read in chunks. Okay, it will run the loop internally. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Read file in segments. Now we have to give the file location where the file is available. Okay, When you download the file, it is available inside your OIC file server. This is a OIC file server. Internally, it will hold it. Okay, we have to give file name. Okay, we have to give file directory. Download. File directory. Okay. Then we have to give the file. So I have this file. The file is available in this directory 49. Okay. 49. I'll give as employee and employee request. Okay, here when you open that file, or we have opened the file, it doesn't have the columns here. Okay, so when you by default use first column as column headers, it will take it. When you try to click next, it will fail because the name here is not correct. It should not start with 1. So disable this. When you disable it, it will give you C1, C2, C3. You can rename it. You can name it as ID. You can name it as name. You can name it as address. Okay, and it's a comma separated. Click next, click done. Okay, it will read in chunks or read in segments or read in batches. You can name, you can say anything. Both are the same. The concept is same. Now, whatever the file we have it, let me put it in some location. Okay, I'll use this connection. You can name it as write files. Write chunked files. You can use write. It will ask for some directory. So let me come here. I'll put it some input. This for chunked. You can give something. Name employee dot CSV file. Okay. Now click next. I will be using the same file. You have to use the same thing. ID, name, and address. Post which employee request. Now, if you want to write CSV to semicolon separated, you can put it. Okay, pipe separated, you can write it. Okay, or space separated, comma separated. So these are the different formats that we have. Okay, if we want to write a JSON file, we have to prepare a JSON and we have to put it. Okay, this is the problem. Let me change this. ID, name, and address. Okay, so let's write the files. Okay, after writing it, so we have to give the reading chunk. We have a response of the employee details. Simply use this. Okay, after this, after listing it, we will delete the file. So we are doing two operations here. Okay, So delete the file. After loop is completed, the same file you want to delete, or you can archive it. You can do either. So moving is one which we have seen yesterday. Let's delete the file. Delete employee file. From where we want to read the file. Okay. Okay. So let me delete this guy because I want to give from here because that is within the loop. Okay. These were directory. Then find name. That's it. Okay. So what we are doing, we are listing the files, downloading the files, writing the files, and deleting the files. But we are reading based on segments, in the sense batches. This concept we also called as throttling. How we can do the throttling in OIC, or how we can throttle in the sense sending as batches. So these are terminology or a jargons that we use. Throttling in the sense sending in batches. Instead of sending all together, reading together, we are splitting the files and we are sending it. Okay. Now let me submit this. So if someone asks you how we can handle throttling in file, okay, we can use as stage in segments, stage read in segments. This example, you can say it. We have a file in SFTP location. First, we list it. For each file, we'll download it. If the size is more, then we will be processing it. It has completed. Now, you can see 3 files, CSV file. It has split it. Okay, employee, outbound. This file is deleted. Okay, and when you come here, we have split into 3 files. When you see it, when you open it, it has more than 433 records. Okay, let me close this guy. Now open it, it will be having 200 records. So I was expecting questions how and when. I know like it's only 200 records. You can see it's 200 records. The next file. 200 records. Remaining 32 what we have it. Clear, guys? Any questions? Prithvi, any question?
On one thing, normally in voice, if you have a limitation for reading the file, it will be a maximum 1 MB.
Your question is not audible. It's not audible, Prithvi. It's voice is not clear. No? The voice is not clear. That's what I mean to say.
No, is it okay?
Yeah, manageable.
Okay. See, normally for reading a file, the maximum size is 10 MB.
Correct.
For download, it will be a 1 GB, right?
Correct. 1 GB. Up to 1 GB we can download it. Max of 1 GB.
Maximum 1 GB. Okay. So initially, we are downloading a file, right?
Yes.
So you have taken as a list, right? So yeah, we know maybe in case it will be a one file or maybe a number of files.
Okay. So let me put it why we use a list file. So
okay.
The name, okay, when I've created it, the source system is placing as 1, 2, 3. Every time we cannot give one file at a time, right? We cannot give absolute file name. So what we do is we will try to list it. Whitelist is based on some giving some parameter or saying that employee or EMP star. So all the files will start with EMP dot CSV files. It will be listed. If you have more than one file, if you have more than one file, it will run for each of the file. If you have 5 files, it will run the loop for 5 times. For each file, it will download it, process it, split the files, and it will delete the file.
Right.
Okay, so the question I was expecting is where and how we define like it's only 200. Okay.
In the reading, I think we have mentioned 100. No, not that. Sorry.
No, we did not give anything, but it
Yeah.
comes with default.
Okay.
Segment size is 200.
We can increase the size or
To increase the size, like we cannot make it here, but we have to export the code and we have to do that. So I'll show you that how we can do that. Right now I do it. Okay. Download. Export. When you export it, it will be IAR file. Then right click. Then zip. Open archive. Open archive. ICS. Project. Our project. We have something called INC, not this. Resources. Okay. In this resources, we have to search each folder. We are not sure which folder it is. So we have to check it. List. No, this we are not doing for list. We are doing for, okay. Yeah, chunk. Okay. We have something called JCF file. Edit it. So when you see here, we will be having something called 200 somewhere. Okay, this is a file name pattern that we have given for writing it. 222. This is for writing chunk. No, this is not. No, this is not. Write chunk files. This is not. My bad. So let me use third. This is download. Probably fourth. Delete. Okay. 8. Okay. We have to open each file. We have to know each of the things. That's a problem. ICS fault. No. 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 Okay. Read in chunks. Okay. This we have a. You can see somewhere 200. Yeah. We have 200, right? Let me put it as 300. Okay. After this, save this. Close this. Okay. Close this. Now, what I do is, I will re-import this code. Okay, import. We have downloads. Import. Okay, it has imported. Now first test it. Earlier it created 2 files, 3 files. Now it has to create only 2 files because we have put it increased from 200 to 300. Total count we have is 432 records. Okay, so first it will have 300 records. Second, it will have 132 records. Refresh. Still not. It's still reading it. Any error or what? Still it not completed. It should delete this. Yeah, deleted. Now let me come here. It has 2 files. Refresh. See, T files. Didn't it update it? Let me check it. For 200, it did not update it. Okay. So why didn't it update it? So now let me go to the integration and see. We have made the change, but why didn't it update it? Hmm. 300, it has updated, but why did it do that? Why? It has updated, it has written as every chunk size is 300. So now what's the problem now? 300 chunk size. Okay. So let me refresh the code again. Okay, probably let me check it out. Why did I open this integration? Okay. So I'm expecting one more question. Not 300. Let me put it as 250. Now it's editable. Okay, after you do that, it will editable. Okay, it's not accepting it. Let's cancel this. So probably at backend itself, we can change it. Okay, 300 we have it. No, it's not accepting it. Cancel. Why? So it has been updated, but somehow, okay, let me go back. Open archive. One 144. Yes. Okay. Digital, do we have anything? Let's check it out. I'll put it somewhere here. ID, name, and address, the schema. Read. That's it. We don't have anything else. That's fine. This should be fine. Meta link properties. Does we have anything here? Okay, sample mandatory. Share columns, UTF-8, that is okay. Okay, seems good. Everything seems good. This is where we have edited it. We made it as 300. Okay, that should be fine. Now let's test it. But ideally it should not. Let's see what happens now. No, not in bot. Should be employee on bot. Where we are reading the file or listing and downloading the file. Okay. One more thing I can do is deactivate this. Do you have any updating anything? Okay, we don't have anything. That should be fine. Now let's see what happens. Okay, 7 seconds, deleted, and on. Something is happening. It's not updating somehow. But ideally, we will be changing there, but it's not updating. Okay. So, I mean, by default, it's 200, but if you want to update it, we can update it. But somehow it's not updating it and it's not taking it. But if ever someone asks, like, can we update it? Yes. From a JCA file of that sync read, reading in chunks, we can make it the chunk size is equal to 200 to whatever the value. Clear, guys? Prithvi, am I clear?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so next 5 minutes, I'll leave it for questions. Sumant, you had some questions. Can you share your screen? Okay, if the file record will be below 200, okay, then it will run only for one time. The loop will be only for one time. If you want, we can do that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the loop will run only for one time. So we have, I'll put it as 199. 195. Okay. Now let's run this. Any other questions apart from this? You can ask directly the questions. You should not hesitate. You can ask the questions. Because at times I might miss the questions which you put it in chat. So you can better you ask the questions so that it will be helpful for everyone. Even they can think in the similar lines that you are thinking.
For reading the files, you didn't use the SFTP adapter here. I mean,
I did not get your question.
for reading the files, you used something like of stage text. Like we cannot use FTP adapter for reading files.
You can see it has created only one file just now, 11.9. Okay, it should have 195 records. See, 195 records. Okay, so you are saying something. What was that? We did not use read. The read is not possible because, as I said, like I've given an example with less data, but ideally we use a download file when we have more than 10 MB file. When we have the file is more than 10 MB file, reading is not possible. That was the reason where we were using reading in segments using a stage activity. That feature is not available with FTP adapter, where it will have a control of reading the files in chunks or in segments. So that was the reason where we used stage read in segments.
So after moving the files, we have to also use a stage activity, or we can simply read with FTP.
Sorry, can you come again?
After using move file, we have to
not
use
use the move file here, right? We did
no,
not.
Not here. Yesterday, I was after moving the file, I was using FTP adapter for reading files, so it was getting runtime error.
What error you are getting?
It was, I think, location was not found, but I did correct location.
Just check it out. If it's a location, give the source and target location correctly, and also try to check it out.
Okay,
Check whether you have a permission for that folder or not. That also important.
Okay, sure.
Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Okay, Vijaya, any questions?
Yes, sir. It will give multiple files having more than 400 data. That means more than 200 data. It will work on that same.
I did not get your question. Can you please elaborate? Vijaya, I cannot hear you if you're talking.
If you have multiple files in that, here you are taking that only one employee only, one employee record.
No. Okay, you have to put another way around. right now I've put only one file. In one file have multiple records. So if you want, you
Okay.
can put multiple files there. You can run the list for each file. You can run the loop, download it and process it. You can do that example by yourself.
Okay. And here in listing, we are not using that lookups.
I mean, we can use that. There is no I did not use because I can do it pretty easier. So, but ideally,
Okay.
when you're working in projects, we should always use lookups. Lookups,
Okay.
static data like EMP. Today they said like EMP. Tomorrow they said XYZ. So instead of making the changes in code, we'll make the changes directly in the lookups. So without making any changes in the code, your integration will work.
Okay.
Any other questions? Vijay, any questions?
No point.
Prithvi, any questions?
No problem, but you were saying something initially that you are expecting one more question. So I'm just thinking about what you have.
Your voice is not clear, Prithvi. I can hear the sound, but voice is not clear.
Okay, right now is it okay?
Manageable.
Okay, yeah. I mean, just I was thinking about you were asking about one thing. I mean, one more question we have missed it. So just I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
What we have
The
missed.
question was this: where I can see like what is a where I can check it, where can I update it? So that was a question I was expecting, which you have posted. Good. Pawan, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So if you don't have any questions, can we break for today? We connect back tomorrow. Okay. Task. Okay. Okay. Task. Okay. The same use case. SOAP, REST, schedule-based orchestration, objects, employee, customer, student, order, patient, and book. 6 objects. Use case. Okay. List. For each. Download. Read in segments. Write in SFTP. Try to put in different location, else it'll keep on running the loop. Okay. Then move to another directory. This is one use case. 6 into 3, 18. Same. Delete. 6 into 3, 18. 36 examples. Any questions? Okay. Apart from this, as we have a holiday tomorrow and day after tomorrow, task. FTP operations. What are the operations that we have? That is list, read, write, delete, download, and move. Try to put what's the use case, what you understand by list. Put some example and put it here. So try to prepare a note for FTP operations. Clear? Any questions?
No problem.
Okay, so this is the task for this week. Just to try to complete this, and whatever the pending tasks that we have, Vijaya, and Prithvi, try to complete all the tasks which are pending. Sumant, 18 examples which are pending on your bucket, complete that. Pavan, try to complete all the examples that you have in a bucket. Clear? Any questions? Kindly respond, guys.
Okay, Pawan.
Okay, try to complete the examples ASAP. So once this is done, okay, we have discussed about stage write, stage read, okay, then stage read in segments. Okay. Then we'll try to see about zip. Okay. Probably tomorrow we'll try to do this. Okay. Any questions? Guys, any questions? Okay. So if we don't have any questions, then we'll break this for today. We'll connect back on Monday, same time. Try to complete all the examples. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Happy weekend.